Hi, Jim Willis, the Camo Cook here, and welcome back to another episode of the Camo Cook. Today what I want to do for you is I'm going to show you how to make my recipe for venison sausage. Um, I'm just going to dive right in here. Well, what I got started with is I got about 15 pounds of ground venison. And we all know that venison is extremely lean. One of the things you really need with sausage is fat. You need that fat to bind it together, to hold it together, to make that solid log. So a lot of people just use, pork belly, pick up pig fat, something like that, grind up beef fat. What I do for my sausage is I ground up bacon. Now, the ratio that I usually use when I add the bacon is usually about 5 to 1. So I've got about 15 pounds of venison here, so I'm going to want to add 3 pounds of fat. Really just any kind of fat, but like I said, I'm choosing bacon for this recipe. So I'm going to take this 3 pounds of bacon, put it right into my 15 pounds of venison. Then what cures it is what's called a sugar cure. Now you can actually go and buy store-bought sugar cure, but really why? What it is it's salt and brown sugar. So what I do, you probably see me do it with my bacon too. Equal parts to weight kosher salt and light brown sugar. And you're going to want to mix that thoroughly. Now I'm going to add my sugar cure. And get a measuring cup here. What I'm going to want is about 3/4 of a cup of sugar here. That's about right. And then mustard seed. I'm going to want about 1/3 of a cup of mustard seed. Not an exact science. Minced onion, I'm going to want about 1/3 of a cup of that. Like my measuring devices. And garlic powder, I'm going to want a little bit more of this. Oh, about a third of a cup. And another 1/3 of a cup of ground black pepper. Now make sure you're wearing gloves with this. Get in there and get dirty. You're going to want to go through, maybe I should have used a little bit bigger of a bowl for this, but mix it through as good as you can. Alright, and when you've got that fairly all mixed together there. Now don't worry if you don't have it absolutely perfect, because what you're going to do is this is going to cure for 3 days. It's got to cure for 3 days. So every day, say in the morning and the night, like twice a day, you're going to want to come through and you're going to want to turn and knead the sausage. And so you're going to be constantly mixing it up every day. So you mix it up a little bit more and more. So if you don't get it all mixed together on the first try, don't worry. Because you're going to be coming back, you're going to be mixing it again tomorrow. You're going to want to keep constantly mixing it 1 to 2 times a day for the 3 days, just to make sure you get an even cure. So I'm going to come back to this tomorrow and I'll show you what it's like step by step every day, all the way leading up till the time it goes into my smoker and the finished product. So do the magic of television. I'll see you back here in 24 hours. Okay, so I've let my sausage mixture here marinate overnight. It's probably been about 15, 16 hours now. You want to take it out, And this is what you're going to want to do like twice a day or so. At least I'd recommend twice a day, but at least once a day. Usually I'll do it in the morning. You can already smell it. It smells just like summer sausage already. It's only been 12 hours. So just flip her over, dig in there, punch it, knead it just like you would a bread dough. You want to get that all mixed up. That way the seasonings distribute equally throughout the entire batch. You don't want one that's got one piece of sausage that's got a lot more mustard seed than the other or something, or a little spot where the spices just sat and over cured it or made it too salty in one spot or something. So that's what this is for. It makes sure that all that cure, all those spices, all the flavor that you put into it, all the fat especially, is evenly distributed and evenly cured. So just gonna go out and flatten that back up, and then I'm gonna go back and rewrap it, and I'm gonna put it back in my fridge. I'm gonna take it out again tonight. I'm gonna do the same thing. Right now, you don't see a lot of change between last night and today. You got a hell of an aroma. It smells like sausage. But tomorrow, usually on the second day from my experience, is when you start really seeing the difference in the texture, the meat. And I'll show you tomorrow. We'll come back to this video and show you how it goes. Okay, so we've waited our 3 days. We've mixed it twice a day. And what you'll notice is the meat has come to a nice, almost bread dough-like consistency for mixing it every day, breaking it down, having it cured. And the only thing left to do is feed her through the sausage stuffer here and throw her in the smoker. So what I've chosen for this is some fibrous casings. These ones are 1.5 by 12 inch. I grabbed a couple of bigger ones too, just for a couple of bigger sticks of sausage. But always remember, you got to soak these for about a half an hour in warm water so they get nice and flexible. Otherwise, they're not going to work on you. You remember, you want to keep a good grip on the sausage to make sure that it fills tight, it fills uniformly, fills all evenly in there. Give her a little twist, and what I like to do is use a little butcher twine. You can use the cog rings, obviously, but I like this convenient way of doing it because it gives me a way to hang it in my smoker. And yes, I just use my teeth to tie it off with. I'm not in a restaurant right now. So anyway, I'm going to do up a few more of these. I got a few more left to do up, and then I'll just meet me out with my smoker. Alright, so I've got everything out in my smoker right now. In fact, this is my new big cabinet smoker I just put together this year. This is actually its inaugural run. So hopefully my sausage turns out in this. We'll find out. If not, if it works out just fine, you'll be seeing a lot more of this piece of equipment. But as soon as the smoke clears out a bit, you want to make sure that there's enough room that none of the sticks are going to be touching each other. You want free smoke going around all sides. You don't want any part of the sausage that's not in contact with the smoke at all times. You don't want any protected areas, otherwise you'll have a little bit of messed up spots. Then I'm going to close this back up. Now you're going to want to keep it at right around 170, 175. Cook times are all going to depend on the size of your sticks and the smoker itself. But these will be in here for probably about 4 hours or so. But you want to bring it up to a temperature, an internal temperature of the sticks, so about 175 degrees. to make sure it's all cured and everything's killed off. So check back in a couple hours, see how this stuff looks. I guarantee this is going to be some damn good sausage. Now they've been in here for about 3 hours so far, and about after that, about every so often you're going to want to come through and randomly probe, just stick a probe thermometer in your sausage there. Sitting at about 135 on my sticks. So that's going to show me that I got a little ways to go. I wanted to get above 165, but I'm going to shoot for about 170 degrees. So it's going to be in there for a while longer yet. But make sure you keep an eye on the internal temperature of it. And all through its cooking process. Alright, so she's been in there probably a little bit over 6 hours or so at 175 degrees. Should be looking done. I take this biggest sausage right here. Turn down here. Alright. I'm reading 165 degrees. So that's really the point that I need to get it to. Instead of like trying to go to about 170, but at least 165, what I'm going to do is just turn down the gas, turn it off, and just let it rest in there for an hour or so and just smolder down and burn out. And my sausage is done. It's time for me to go up, cut it up, and enjoy it a little bit. Hope you like my recipe. Hope you find some use out of it. And make sure you keep stopping back frequently to check out all of our recipes and videos we're putting out. Subscribe to my YouTube page at Willis Outdoors 1, and you can keep track of all of our stuff we got going on. Alright? Time for me to enjoy some venison sausage.